Keith Jude has joined us from Hilton Head Security Systems, and we are talking about how to assess your needs and your risk and what sort of technology is best for you and your home and everything you need to keep yourself and your possessions safe. Keith, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Yeah, when we're designing a security system, it's important to consider where you are risk-wise and how that system is going to fit your lifestyle and do what you need it to do.
So we were talking risk-wise isn't necessarily the location of your home. It's more, are you there year-round? Are you there as a secondary home? Do you have lots of valuables? Those sorts of things are what you as the professional take in to assess the risk.
Right. Sometimes location matters too, but the way I approach it is, the conversations I have with my clients, is that we look at the scale of things. One end of the scale are folks that have very simple requirements for security. They're gone for a few months, a year. The house is empty. They want a good basic security system and fire alarm system, just to take care of the house when they're gone. Mm-hmm. At the other end of the spectrum are folks that have high contents risk, high valuables, antique cars, collectibles, things like that, artwork,
jewelry,
or a high personal risk for some reason. And so most of us fall somewhere in the middle of that. So the idea is to talk about it and get to a point where you know about where you are on the risk scale, so that I know how to design a system that meets that and fits how you're going to use it.
So, for instance, say I have a 7,000 square foot house filled with valuable art and jewels. Yeah. What type of technology would you recommend in that situation versus, you know, somebody that's just gone for 3 months a year and wants to keep everything safe?
Right. And on the burglar alarm side first, I think of security systems on the burglar alarm side as 3 layers, basically. Perimeter sensors is the first layer. On the lower end is certainly the doors. We always do the door sensors. Sometimes windows, depends on the windows. It also depends on the type of glass in them. Over the last few years, there are a lot of requirements for high-impact hurricane-rated glass. That factors into that. So, perimeter sensors. Second layer is glass break detection. Okay. Which sometimes I don't even use on the lower end because I go heavier on the third layer, which is motion detection. Okay. Infrared motion detection. So in a higher risk situation with artwork involved, usually it's going to be a full perimeter, all doors and windows, glass break detection all around, and motion detection, at least strategically, depending on how the house is made.
So when you meet with a client, you kind of sit down and do a walkthrough and kind of show them the areas that possibly concern, because maybe they're going to say, they might say, this is my concern area, but then after talking to them, you can kind of see different things. How is your approach when you actually meet with a client, maybe a walkthrough? Like if I was coming in and go, okay, hi, yeah, I don't really know too much about security. Can you kind of guide me or tell me, you know, what should I look out for or what is concerns?
Okay, right. We define the mission, first of all. Okay. Then we take a look at the physical house, inside and out. Take a walk around inside and outside, see where the risk areas are. Because intruders look for places where they're not seen and they're not heard, and if they break something, nobody will notice. So you look at areas like that. You also look to make sure that there aren't burglar tools readily available.
Such as
ladders and stuff like that. Or something large and heavy that can be tossed through a window quickly. So those are things you look for in that. And also there are things that a lot of folks don't think about in their house that we look at. Utilities and things like that, how they come into the house, all of that factors in.
Well, it sounds to me like there's quite a lot when it comes to assessing your home, your valuables, and your safety. And I would highly recommend you just have Keith come on down and help you get that all figured out. Keith, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.